What is a marine mammal? They are mammals that live in the marine environment, that is, saltwater. They give birth to live young, have fur or hair, and they nurse their young with milk. Even whales have hair follicles, even if they don't have fur. Seals and sea lions have fur. All marine mammals have a layer of blubber or fat that protects them from getting cold in the water. Harbor seals are the most common marine mammal found in the Salish Sea. They congregate in large groups in the spring at places we call haulouts. Here, the pregnant females will gather and start giving birth to their pups in late May. Pupping season will last until August, and sometimes we even see a pup born as late as September. The pup only has 4 to 6 weeks that it spends with mom, and then it is weaned and on its own. One of the biggest problems with seal pups in our area is humans. Human interaction causes seal pups to become orphaned or abandoned by their mothers. Moms will leave their pups on the beach while she goes foraging. When people see a pup on the beach, they need to stay 100 yards away. That's the law. If people or dogs are around a seal pup, then mom will not return. All she sees is people, and she doesn't have any way to defend herself or her pup. She will eventually not come back to shore. Harbor porpoise have been increasing in numbers here in the past 20 years. It is believed that their population was reduced by gill netting. At one time, there were hundreds of gill net fishing boats throughout the Salish Sea. These little porpoise would drown in the nets. Since we do not have a large salmon population anymore, the gill netting industry has become greatly reduced, allowing their populations to come back to historic levels. Gray whales were at one time endangered. They were hunted to near extinction until the 1920s. They were hunted for their blubber, which was used to make oil for industrial uses, and their baleen. Their baleen is a lot like plastic, and it was used for various things. Back then, we didn't have plastic. Of course, now we have so much plastic that has created a lot of problems for our environment. Gray whales will stop here to feed on their long migrations north. They feed in shallow water where there is a muddy bottom. They scoop up the mud and filter out invertebrates with their baleen. They have baleen instead of teeth. Humpback whales migrate through here in the spring on their way to Alaska. They feed on small fish and krill. Krill is like a type of shrimp. Humpback whale populations have made a great recovery after being almost hunted to extinction. They are found throughout the world, but each population stays in their own region. We see the humpback whales here that spend their winters in Mexico and Central America. They are a baleen whale with no teeth. We have two distinct communities of orcas, or killer whales, that live here part-time and full-time. One community we call Biggs killer whales. They eat marine mammals like harbor seals and harbor porpoise. Because the population of seals and porpoise is healthy here, their numbers have increased and they are doing well. Some even live here full time, which is something that we didn't see 10 years ago. The other community, southern resident killer whales, eat fish. Their preferred fish is Chinook or king salmon. The Salish Sea no longer has enough king salmon to keep our orcas fed and healthy. They are critically endangered and are going further up and down the outer coast looking for their preferred food. These two communities of orcas have nothing to do with each other. They don't socialize, interbreed, or interact, even though they share the same regions. We know from genetic testing that they have not interbred in at least 70,000 years.